Are we live? Oh, we're live. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday. Late start to today's stream. There was a trade opportunity this morning off of the double bottom right now. So I didn't end up taking the trade. So I'm watching for the re-entry opportunities. And this is what I got for NASDAQ. Higher time frame, same exact zones that we were watching last night on the Sunday market outlook. However, market didn't exactly, or price didn't exactly reach that 16,900 buy target. And we're starting to break back above this daily support. So on the daily, if this candlestick closes decisively above this zone, then I'm looking at a bullish week ahead. We're going to see a correction midweek, and then ideally a continuation of, the overall trend. So it's a nice, healthy retracement, but that's the continuation if the daily candle closes above support. On the other side, if we continue to kind of pop into this zone, but then by the end of the day, we end up closing below that support, then we have the potential for the move inside that 16,900 zone, and then we see the recovery. So that's what I'm watching for. I do see this 4-hour inverted head and shoulders. And so what I'm watching for is a closure back inside this range, back above the buy range, and then a higher low opportunity around 17,160, back at that daily support. So we need to see that closure above, candle closures above, and then higher low retest, close above the zone. We get those three conditions, I'm in. This is how you structure a re-entry opportunity if you missed the first trade. So clearly from here to here, perfect retest this morning. So Chart Addicts members were posting up in the chat about that retest. That would have been the ideal entry. The second best entry is going to be once we get all those confirmations. Could you enter a buy right here, like a tester entry, let the market push up, and then enter the rest of your position on the retest? Possible. I wouldn't do it. Because we haven't had a closure above, the probability that the market is ready to recover is still very low. We don't have any market confirmations besides one candle. This is how market momentum shifts. You see lower lows getting formed, and then at some point, the trend starts to kind of turn back around, and then you see a higher low start getting formed. But like with all this downward pressure, one candle and one higher low is not enough to signify the entire reversal. You got to see more than that. And so the two conditions that would be great to see would be a break back inside the range. And so now we're creating higher highs and then a higher low. So now the trend is shifting. We're no longer having lower lows. Now the highs are starting to get higher, and then we can start to see a shift back to the buy side. Okay. If we don't see that, we have more downside pressure until we buy up. People keep asking me after the streams why I'm still bullish, especially some of my friends that we call them perma bears, right? Perma bears are people that always are looking for the next crash or always are guessing the top of the market. For me, I'm a perma bull. Okay. I trade these instruments with what I would consider a very rational understanding of the big picture, how they've moved up until now, and how they'll continue to move. Stock markets are bullish by design, right? The inflows that come in are they're very predictable. They're based on people's income because people are investing in pensions and 401ks and investment like retirement accounts. That inflow is constantly getting pumped into the stock market as these institutions are buying large shares of either individual stocks or stock market indexes. Markets are bullish. So I'm permanently bullish. Yes, we need healthy corrections. Yes, the fear of World War III tends to make the markets kind of shake off a little bit. We might even see a deeper correction all the way back in. I understand these are possibilities, but at some point in the near future, there will be a full bullish recovery. And I was crazy for saying it while the market was crashing. I was the only person bullish on Twitter and all these other platforms while everyone else was claiming that sellers are going to step in and that the recession is here. And yeah, I'm still holding on to that bullish bias. When markets turn back around, it's going to be very clear, right? And it's going to be very savage when the markets turn around because short sellers will continue to try and short that, like every resistance. They'll keep trying to short it, short it, short it, and the market will blow through zones and just kind of cut through 88 sixes like butter. All right. So that's my take. Any questions? What do you guys have? I think we see this thing pop up at least to 17,330 today. Call that 17,350. You're welcome. 17,350. And then ideally we get that retest at 17,350. And then we look for the higher low entry around 17,100. Cool. Put a one in the chat if you guys got it. We good? Put something up in the chat. If you guys haven't dropped a like on this live stream yet, just drop a like real quick. I know we're a little bit off of our regular schedule, and so people might not get recommended the stream. If you guys could drop a like, and if you guys could drop a comment, that'd be awesome. Suleiman, so is your mother. What's up, Roy? Well, hello, Rich. Good to see you on here. Alfonso, ciao. Or where, I don't really know where you're from, so I just took a wild guess. Alfonso sounded Italian to me. Threw that one out there. Felix, good stuff. Felix gets it. Rich gets it. Good is going to 23.24 again. I'm pretty sure you meant gold. Let's take a quick look around the globe and see what's happening here. And Bitcoin is playing out exactly as expected. Let me actually finish up the rest of this markup. Okay, this is what we have. This thing is playing out perfectly. If you guys remember the markups that were sent up for the expectations that the Bitcoin having. So price was sitting at 66,000. Bitcoin having the expectation was 60,800. Came down to that 60,800 right here. Now we're starting to see that recovery. So the expectation is a recovery and kind of this like bullish reaction to the halving. And then I think a little bit of recession fears, a little bit of market slowdown. The summer comes around and we start to see the correction, and then bull run starts in the Q3 or Q4. I say Q4 is when the bull run is going to start to kick off. He says, hola. Okay, good. Rachel gets it. Alfonso, good. John, good to see you. Make sure you guys drop a like on the stream. It'll help a lot just to get this thing pushed out. You guys, we've been going over this Bitcoin trade for a while. I don't remember the first time that we covered the halving expectations. I did a whole stream about it, but I remember this was March 24th. Same exact price expectations, 60,800. We were expecting that push into that zone, and then I didn't end up really putting my expectations out there till a little bit later. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Bitcoin playing out perfect. Let's look at gold, which is what was mentioned. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this everything off my charts. But you guys, the magnet trade off the 88.6 here back in the 2000s, we had the first buy entry, and then we caught this massive retest, TP1, TP2, magnets don't lie. I'm gonna delete this whole thing just so we can have a clean chart because they got a little crazy over there. Okay. Always important, go to the highest time frames first and see if there's any historical data to the left that we can use for reference. But since we're in all-time high territory for gold, there's nothing to the left. We're here swimming in the open ocean, right? Now, some people they get a little bit uncomfortable trading if there's no historical data, because really the secret to trading is look left. And if you look left, you'll find zones that repeatedly act as selling zones and then repeatedly get touched again. And then if you keep going, sometimes they become buy levels if they're broken above and retested. And then they continue to be sell zones, buy zones, sell zones, buy zones. You guys understand? So the historical data on the left is going to tell you where to trade from. This is not rocket science, right? It ain't rocket surgery, like my football coaches used to say. So when we're in all-time high territory, there's no reference points. People tend to just start going a little bit too local, so they'll go down to like the 1 hour time frame or the 30 minute, and they're just trading local price action, which is good, right? But once the price kind of local structure gets violated, they don't have a backup plan for how to navigate the next 2 or 3 opportunities. And so easiest way to do this is to go on the higher time frames and then to use something that is familiar. Let's say a Fibonacci retracement. Okay. And so we're looking at, okay, 61 has a touch point there. It was resistance turned support. That's good. I'll have to go down to the smaller time frames to see if the fib sequence is being respected. Okay, looks like it is. Since we're on gold, I have to add more relevant levels to gold. We got the 50 right there. Let's get rid of the 38, add the 20, 36. Okay, 23.6 acting as support. And so what I'm verifying right now is that the market is respecting these various levels. And this current Fibonacci sequence is valid because of all of the reference points that we're able to identify in the sequence. So good. The fib sequence is valid. Why is that important? Because now I can use it as confirmation. If it's being respected on the way up, it'll be respected on the way down as well. So I'll add all the levels that are important. All right, go ahead and draw out this support. And I'm basically just going zone to zone here, because as markets violate each zone, they'll very likely head to the next one. And then after we've done the higher time frame, then we can go in and look for local trade opportunities. Local meaning kind of smaller time frame trade opportunities here. All right, Chart Addicts members, here's the break point right here. This is the break before this consolidation. Okay, so we go neckline, not neckline, but the break right before the neckline. I gotta find a good name for this. And missing one important zone for gold. There it is. Okay. This is how I would structure the trade personally. Go we go 61, 50, 38, 23. Quick maths. Okay. The perfect trade opportunity. Bing, bing, bing. Now, these sorts of trades are conditional, right? So if the market, here's a few ways that this game can go. If this 4 hour candlestick closes above this previous one and then forms a recovery, then we have a new floor right here. So if it closes above it, we have a new floor. Look for the retest, and then you can buy it up 2350 TP1, 2400 TP2, and then the previous highs 2430 is TP3. So if we get all those conditions, you guys will see the magnet indicator come out. You will see the magnet indicator come out if we get these conditions. What I'm hoping for is a little bit of bullish action and then a break right into the 23-23 zone. I think 23-23, Michael Jordan, that was his jersey number, 23-23. Okay. That's the entry. I want to, Chart Addicts members, I want to see a Model 1 or a Model 2 here. And then you guys get the deal. All right. Good. Good on gold. Makes sense. If the market just violates the support and there's a closure below. Wait, let me get accurate here. And there's a closure below 23.18, then let the market go. Let it come down to the body of these candles, and then this is likely where it'll recover. You can buy here, you can buy on the break back inside, and then you can buy on the retest back inside. Make sense? Any questions? Is this straightforward? Alfonso, we good? Okay, cool. Have you guys checked out the recent videos that we put up on the channel? It seems like the Trading View podcast is just not getting a lot of it, not getting a lot of love. Is there a specific reason for that? These short clips that we put up, I really expected them to get, a couple of thousand views. We're talking about the prop firm game. I'm asking them really hard questions about how Oanda and IC markets are sort of conspiring against the whole industry and shit to try to kick out the startups and basically allow room for themselves to step in the game. And people just ain't watching them. We have the student spotlight series, which is our successful students and how they're able to make big money using the strategy. And those are doing even better than the Trading View podcast, right? I mean, probably because these are great convos with great traders, but let's say like the Peter video damn near broke 200,000 views and we posted it 3 weeks ago, right? So the gimmick, like the stuff that we do that has, I don't know, maybe it's Peter, man. Peter's just got that fucking thing. Peter's got that it factor. We're dropping a lot of videos with Peter in the next couple of weeks of the recent interview that we did up at the New York Stock Exchange. So looking forward to doing that. And also forgot to mention, thank you guys. We blew right through 50,000 subscribers. Now we're at 51.1. So basically we put on like another 1,500 subscribers over the weekend, which is phenomenal. We're going to continue to grow. The goal is 100,000 subscribers by August 1st. Okay, so it's going to be very fun to bring you guys on that journey. He says, call it the caller. Hmm. Got you. The collarbone makes the most sense, right? But it's just too much. It's too complicated. It's got to have a thing that just like makes sense. So when I say neckline, if this is the body of a thing, right, and this is the head of the Loch Ness monster, then this would be the neck. This would be the neckline right here. And it's easy because you can see all the support. It's like very clear. I call it the Loch Ness monster, right? That's how markets move. This is the basics of Wyckoff theory. You have the body of the Loch Ness monster. You have the impulsive move up. That's the neck, right? And then you have the head right here. Okay. You have the neckline of the head. And then so what this would be like the Adam's apple. This would be your trachea. All right. So there's like there's nothing here that there's no word that would make a lot of sense here. Man, knowing the fucking ice promised myself I wouldn't curse today. Knowing the ICT people, they probably have 15 different words for that thing. Yeah, 75 words for it. Yeah, but if it's bearish in the London session, we actually call it this. But if it's bullish on a full moon and the Mars is in retrograde, we actually call it this. Buddy, what? I'm on page. This is still page one. So I'm sitting here. They'll probably know, right? No, man. If roasting ICT ain't gonna get the views up on this stream, who do I have to roast? Do I have to bring Putin's name into this? Is that going to shadow ban me? Do I have to talk about the pharmaceutical industry? Do I have to mention the vaccine? What do I got to do? I'll just throw out. This is like Dorothy when she's clicking her. I'm just throw out Joe Rogan's name 5 times. See if they get some views. Just say Joe Rogan 15 times. See if that happens. Oof. Oh, Nasdaq decisive close above the range. Good stuff. I was not feeling the FOMO up until now because this morning had a bit of a late start. But I also don't like when the market isn't able to break back above a daily support. I'm just not the guy to be buying at that zone. I'd much rather wait for the pop up and then wait for a retest back inside this area of consolidation and continuation. All right, this is the continuation model for the CA members that are watching. God, such a clean this morning, such a clean. Oh my God. All right, now I got 55,000 fibs. There we go. My God. A thing of beauty. Okay. UJ, wow. Look at this. Look at this choppiness here. Now, clearly there's choppiness because we have news coming out of the Bank of Japan this week, which is going to be number one. It's their equivalent of their Fed meeting. So they're going to have the Bank of Japan policy rate, which they're expected to keep at 0%. So In nominal terms, it's 0%. But in real terms, if you take inflation into account and you take a lot of other factors into consideration, it's negative. So they're losing money by lending it out, but they need to stimulate their economy. They also have CPI coming out, and then they have the Bank of Japan outlook report, and then they have the press conference. So there's all the news about the economic situation, their inflation situation, the policy report, and their economic outlook all in the same day. Okay. Uh, so obviously there's a lot of hesitation here from yen traders, especially after this very aggressive liquidity. How do you go from this, right? This is obviously a central bank move that happened to this. You guys see the difference in volume? So clearly markets are consolidating here in this channel. We have a few options. Either the market just pops up or comes back in for a correction. This is my expectation, is first fake up, then come in for the correction, and then continue to the upside. CA members, this is a model, but except instead of a consolidation, you have a channel instead. Everyone sees bullish and they start buying into the trend. They buy, buy, buy. They get smashed by a lot of selling pressure. They start to think just like here, smashed by selling pressure, just like here, smashed by selling pressure, just like here, smashed by selling pressure, smashed by selling pressure, and then the buys are going to be at the bottom of that wick. Timing it is going to be hard, and so there's going to have to be limit orders to catch that opportunity. So it's basically a fib from the body, go down to the smaller time frames, find the body, find the top, Fibonacci, wait for the correction, enter that trade. CA members, I'll send you the exact markup after this stream. Super secret magnet indicator, undefeated, undisputed, can't buy this, not for sale. Hashtag things money can't buy. 105.7 got violated. If we're just going to be honest with each other, we're going to be frank here. I don't know who Frank is. He's getting dragged into this today. Next move, 107.5. Like your favorite radio channel at your fucking 107 person town. Okay. That's the next stop. If we come back inside the range, I'm gonna assume that it's a retest back inside of this range, and then a closure back above. Dollar still bullish. Instability around the world means dollar is bullish because you ain't gonna park your money in sketchy places around the world. You're not gonna put your money in China. Okay. Unpredictable. They could seize assets, hostile neighbors, and very unstable geopolitical conditions there. By the way, I learned the other day that the word geopolitical means having to do with geology. Hold on. Let me make sure I get this right. This should piss me off because now I can't do it. Relating to politics, especially international relations. Okay, they lied. Yeah, this is the one I saw. It's to study the effects of Earth's geography on politics and international relations. So it's like like geography meaning mountains and how certain natural borders are formed and things like that. It doesn't actually mean politics of different countries. Whatever. Geopolitical instability in every country or in every continent means that the safest place to park your money is always the United States. People, we fought wars for this land for a reason. Everybody who wants to talk shit about America and all this stuff, first off, grow up. All right. Y'all think fucking millions of people are dying to come to this country because this place sucks, right? Because their countries are so fucking great that they're risking their lives and throwing their children over fences and whatnot to come over. Are you fucking crazy? Let me explain to you why America is the best country. I'm not going to talk about the social culture because that's screwed. I'm not going to talk about the political system, the government, because that's screwed. Let me talk about America as a geographical advantage. Okay. Oh, almost did Texas dirty here. Close enough type shit. The fuck it got cat ears for? All right, here's Texas. All right, so this is America, right? So let's look at our neighbors. We have Canada up here, and then we have Mexico and this shit down here. I said this shit. My bad, guys. Mexico and South America. Now, for our hostile adversaries in South America to make it to the United States, they have to cross through Mexico, and there's a lot of dangerous things in Mexico, from deserts to just land that's uninhabited to just different cities to different groups that control different areas to the government and the military and everything else to get to the United States. Now, clearly, they're still making it through the caravans, and that's why it's such a big danger. But typically, we do have a friendly neighbor with Mexico because we're on the same page. Y'all make the drugs. We help you get them in America so we can do them. Pretty good bet. And we have Canada here up top, right? Canada is like that one friend that's um, like, yo, do you guys want to go to a party? And Canada's like, well, is America going? And they're like, yeah, 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 America's going. They're like, oh, okay, I'll go. That's Canada, right? Oh, did America raise interest rates? Is America going to fight in Ukraine? Okay, we'll send them money too, right? Just one step behind, goofier version, socialist, and really just disrespectful to their people, but friendly, right? Friendly neighbors within Canada and Mexico, right? Then we have two great geographical borders. We got the Atlantic. Well, y'all make sure I got this one right because I always fuck this one up. Pacific Coast, Atlantic Coast. I think it's right, but it's been a long day.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, good stuff. He said, we good over here. He said, drugs. I mean, it's true. What do you guys think? We don't know that the drugs are coming over? That's literally what we say. We're like, y'all gotta, they'll tell the Mexican government, you guys gotta do better at, securing your border and shit like that because there's drugs being flown into America. And then the Mexicans will be like, yeah, if your people weren't fucking fiends and goddamn addicts, then this stuff wouldn't even want to be over there. Like, we're just giving y'all what y'all want. Like, y'all gotta fix your fucking social culture. And it's true. Bring God back to America, watch the drug demand slow down, and then watch these sort of cartels not be able to keep up. It's a very straightforward game. How does Mexico joining BRICS affect the landscape? They won't. BRICS is monopoly money. We'll get to that in a second. But you couldn't pay me to take a BRICS currency. It's like the Chinese yuan. Remember, like 2 years ago, everyone was saying China is going to overtake the US? And I fell for that dumb shit too. Like 3 years ago, I read Ray Dalio's book, just like everybody else. I panicked. But if fuck you think that a Chinese monopoly money is going to overtake the dollar, are you out of your mind? Okay, let me get back to this example. Atlantic Pacific, incredible geographical borders, friendly neighbors with Canada and Mexico. We have enough food, water, and energy to last every single citizen, and we have enough oil and we pump enough oil out of the ground to be able to sustain our consumption. We choose to sell it off because it's more profitable, but we make enough oil here. We have copper and all these other natural resources in Alaska and some of these other great states. Okay, you guys get me? So, would you want to park your money in Europe where the entire economy is crashing? England had to basically secede from the European Union because their policies are that trash and destructive for their countries. Germany, remember yesterday I was clowning Germany for basically becoming energy dependent on Russia in the middle of a fucking war, right before a war, and then funding Russia's military arsenal by paying them a premium on their oil? Would you want to put your money in Switzerland now after all that shit's happening? No. Fuck the Swiss banks. Look at the corruption at UBS. Look at the corruption at the Swiss National Bank. Hell no, give me my money. So, would you want to put it in Africa? There's some great developing places in Nigeria, right? In Ghana, in South Africa, great developed international business hubs. But how resilient is their banking sector? No. Still a lot of corruption. There's corruption in every country. I ain't putting it in the developing African banks either. So China, hostile neighbors, up, down, left, right, can't trust shit that they do, can't trust shit that they say. Can't put my money in a Chinese bank, not reliable. Europe, same deal. Africa, same deal. South America, y'all putting your money in Venezuela, right? I like Milei, right? Fixing Argentina, doing a great job. I like Bukele, right? El Salvador. Is it El Salvador? Yeah, I think it's El Salvador. Doing a great job. Far from putting my money in El Salvadorian bank. Are you fucking are you out of your mind? And so the US is the place to go. That's why stocks really continue to pump throughout all the conflicts. That's why gold is now seeing a massive rise because you'd rather just hold gold than put your money in foreign banks or put your money in foreign currencies. And then that's why we're seeing the dollar continue to pump because the dollar demand, because of the United States' resilience and strength, because of all these benefits and factors that we have, not just the geographical, but also the fact that we spend more on military than the rest of the world combined on an annual basis as part of our budget. There's a lot of reasons why you'd want to put your money in American assets. Good? How was that, people? That was a great breakdown of the dollar milkshake theory. I skipped the whole part about how 90% of the debt in the world is dollar denominated, meaning that it's quoted in dollars or priced in dollars, right? Chris said, I'm glad I took the master class. I have a strategy that I backtested time after the point days. When Roy is late, it doesn't come on. I'm still confident in my analysis to take the buys. I love to see it, Chris. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I love it, man. Suleiman, you disappeared, bro. You were out here dick riding earlier. Where'd you go? I was starting to have some fun. Aren't the prop firms investing in some Caribbean island? Brother, the prop firms need Jesus at this point. Some holy water. Okay. I like what top tier, like I'm saying this, I like what top tier did because they hired a professional CEO and they're doing everything with a very systematic approach. They're over communicating and they're being transparent. I like that a lot. I don't give a fuck where you're registered because here's the reality. The US regulatory environment has completely lost the plot. I'm not going to sit here and look at the US regulatory environment and say that's the gold standard for which company I'm going to use. Because if you're not US regulated, I can't trust you. US regulations have completely lost the plot. And if you guys want proof of that, just go watch the recent podcast with Dr. Olson or watch the clips with Pierce. Like, just listen to what he's saying about the prop firms, the end of an era. Look at what he's saying, Owanda versus IC markets. Look at what Dr. Olson said about how cynical the regulatory environment is. So you're going to see a lot of these companies continue to register um, in these offshore jurisdictions. I don't necessarily see that as a positive or negative. The only thing I'm going to see is if you're in a jurisdiction where there's absolutely no oversight, and if you're using technology that has no oversight. So let me give you an example. MetaQuotes was kind of a middleman. They knew all the shady stuff was happening, but if you got out of control, if you're robbing customers in broad daylight with like there's just very, very shady practices happening intentionally all the time. MetaQuotes was the one that took your license and kicked you off. So there was an arbiter in the middle, even though MetaQuotes was enabling a lot of the most shady behavior. Now, because MetaQuotes has sort of got kicked to the curb and people are using their own in-house technologies, they have no middleman at all. There's no regulator looking at you because you're on some sus island, and there's no middleman sort of um, third party sort of partner that's gonna have oversight on the partnerships, relationships, the trading conditions, your liquidity providers, the fees that you're charging on the platform, the white labeling situations, all of that is free game. And I think that's going to be a lot worse for traders, okay? Because the companies that do it right are going to just give us better, faster, cheaper, right? And Godspeed to them. I hope that they win. The ones that realize how much money is in that game are going to basically feed us shit product after shit product, just like we saw with the white label prop firms. And then traders are losing money left and right. And there's this whole fucking just battlefield of dead flies everywhere, of traders defeated because of these shitty products that come out. So be smart. You're a trader. You're not out here looking at moving lights on a screen. You have to be a critical thinker. And if that's too much work for you, and if your brain just doesn't work like that, and if it's just, no, what do you mean be a critical thinker? Like, if that's the mindset you're going to have, and if that's the attitude you're going to have, trading is not the game for you. Trading is going to become so much worse in the future if you don't know what you're doing. And it's going to become so much better if you've developed the right qualities and the right understanding to be a successful trader. If you don't know where this game is headed, it's basically, if you imagine how electronic trading gave institutions an edge to be able to control markets in a much more specific way. Now, for most traders, this has become like a factory for how they just get slaughtered. It's become a slaughterhouse factory or a very repeatable system for how markets take money from traders. Now, because of this repeatable system, now we're able to study that and take advantage. Wow, look at that pump. Incredible. Wow. Okay, let me finish off this point. Can't get distracted here. Uh yeah, 350. 350 is the target right here. And if we break this high, oh me, oh my. Okay, so electronic trading gave institutions the advantage to be able to create a sort of factory, a slaughterhouse for traders, where there's a systematic way where they trick traders and they sort of just take money on a consistent basis. They're not taking your money, but they need people on the other side of their trade. And so they are creating conditions to entice enough volume on the other side of their trade. So they'll get a bunch of people selling, for example, the people who bought this up, they're the same ones who sold off aggressively here to create this market panic. And then everybody started to short sell and short sell and short sell, created enough liquidity on the opposite side of their trade. So now when they buy it with a massive order, there's enough sell orders to be able to to be able to basically execute their trade. If I want to buy $100 million of Bitcoin and there's nobody willing to sell $100 million of Bitcoin, I can't fucking buy it. Just because I'm rich doesn't mean there's going to be enough supply available. And so they're creating the conditions for their trade to work. This is the mechanical system. So long story short, as the technology gets smarter, as the institutions get smarter, they're going to create more and more nefarious ways to be able to trick traders. They're going to create better ways and less predictable ways to work with the exchanges, brokers, prop firms, everybody else to create spreads, risk conditions, mess with profitable traders and things like that, and other interference tactics to mess up the performance of people's trades to sort of kind of take advantage of that. Traditional brokers make money regardless if you win or lose. They just want you to trade more. And so it's not even about they're creating conditions to get you to lose. No, a lot of these guys will just create conditions to get you to trade more. Guys, what was that fucking broker back in like 2017, 2018? Their tagline was take the trade. I know y'all remember who that was. Because I'd get on every fucking time and I'd be trying to walk away from the charts and they would just say take the trade. That'd be on every page, on every fucking thing, the notifications. When I got the emails, they would say the name of the broker and then under it would say take the trade. And I'm sitting here like the devil on my shoulder, bro. I'm taking more trades, realizing they're racking up commissions like a murafuka. Okay, so a lot of the things that they're going to do in the future is going to be worse. So be a smart trader, know where the game is headed, and don't get screwed by these new platforms coming out that will obviously be shadier and shadier and shadier as time goes on. Roy, what time is the webinar on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time? Great question, AB Mike. The Trading View podcast has been so educational, it's criminal that it hasn't gone viral yet. Bro, I don't know what's happening. The thumbnails are so fire. I clickbaited the fuck out of these. You guys told me to do the clickbait stuff to get the views, bro. I swear to God, look at this. I said Trading View Insider, best advice for traders. That's true. It's not even clickbait. That's exactly the contents of the video. And then you see the thumbnail. Look at this handsome some bitch. And then we have, we got Trading View. We got the Trading View logo. Best advice for you. What do I got to do? But I threw Oanda and IC markets, right? This was a little risque because I had to talk to Pierce. Like, Pierce is in a very important position, guys. He's in the middle of all this shit. If I post this picture and Oanda and IC markets get upset at him, that's a big deal, right? So we're taking risks. I'm out here risking my life to get for the videos to pop off. We talk about prop firm regulations, the end of the era. Like, this is literally the most relevant thing for traders right now is the end of the prop firm era and where things are headed next. And you can hear it from TradingView, who's connected to the top 50 brokers, and people still won't watch it. Yeah, what the fuck? Bro, we shot this thing in ultra 4K. This thing is so look, this thing is so crisp. That hoe goes, I thought there was nothing higher than 1080p. Motherfuckers, this goes up to 2160p. I don't even know what the fuck this means. The audio sounds like it was recorded in fucking Drake's studio. If this one will pop off, but do I have to do a backflip? Do I have to fight Ryan Garcia in the intro? What do I got to do? All right, Chris says, sure thing. I invested in the masterclass some time ago. Best choice already. Good stuff, Chris. Anybody else in the chat taking the masterclass? Give me a 1 out of 10. If you've taken the masterclass and you've taken other classes before, give me a 1 out of 10 based on your comparison between the masterclass and other classes. Wow, inverted head and shoulders was perfect. Now we're just looking for the higher low opportunity to go for this continuation. And that's how the cookie crumbles. said Drake studio type audio. Bro, bro, come on now. That hell was crisp. They had like 17 cameras pointed at us, bro. Steve said 1% boys. No, we're 88.6 boys. Yeah. So I'm asking for a 1 out of 10 on the class. I got 1,000 by Mike. Big Mike Pineda. We already know you crushing it. Chris Brown says 1,000. Chris Brown. By the way, speaking of Chris Brown, did you guys hear the diss track that he just did on Quavo? Bro, I had to stop it halfway through. I felt like I was an accessory to something. I felt like I was about to catch a stray just listening to that. Did you guys hear that diss track? I've never heard a more disrespectful diss track in my entire life. I'm not, I can't even play it on the stream because we'll get flagged, but my God. Chris said 10 out of 10, even though I had to stay up till 3 to 4 a.m. to make it. Chris, you're a legend, brother. You're a legend for that, for investing in yourself. I think you should either post the full interview in one single video or make a less than 60-second short. 3 minutes is just weird and it turned me off for some reason. Anybody else feel that way? Because basically, like, I know that most people, they don't watch full interviews. And so what I was trying to do is piece it up into small bite-sized pieces so people can at least like hear the interesting parts and be like, yo, let me go hear the full fucking video. But if it's a turnoff, that's crazy. What I gotta do? What the fuck, man? Said he poked the bear. Who poked the bear? Oh, you talking about Chris? He didn't even poke the bear, bro. He just walked up and just drop kicked the fuck out of Yogi. He said, hey, boo boo, just kicked the fuck out of the bear. He walked in, he said, bro, no, I can't even repeat the stuff he said because it's that disrespectful and it's their business. But he said something about, no, I can't even repeat the line. No, I'm gonna have to repeat the line. No, I can't even repeat it, bro. It's fucked up. I'm not gonna get myself in the middle. Go listen to that diss track. And by the way, two things on that. Number one, why is it that the crazy R&B guys can rap better than the rappers? Why is it always the crazy R&B guys that have served jail time that can rap better? Do you guys know Tory Lanez is the best rapper in our generation? Roy, did Roy just say? First, I'll give you guys three hot takes if you really want to get mad for the hip hop fans. Jada Kiss is a better rapper than Tupac. If you guys really, really want to get mad, right? So now that I've thrown the Jada Kiss and Tupac one out there, which is an objective fact, if you're really going to go back and check it, that's an objective fact. I'll tell you that Tory Lanez is a better rapper than J. Cole. I'll tell you Tory Lanez is a better rapper than fucking Kendrick. That's just a fact. That happened. Now you listen to Chris Brown's verse and you're like, well, Chris Brown can rap better than Quavo. And Chris Brown can rap better than 90% of the rappers. Right? So, in my humble opinion, I don't know where the fuck Chris Brown came from. It was a Tuesday and decided to drop the most vicious diss track of all time. He says Tory got tried because he cut the industry out by selling his album for $1 Bitcoin. Huh. Mike, I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat for a second here, brother. I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on here for a second, buddy. You might be really onto something. He pulled a Frank Ocean and dipped out on him, and they did not like that. They did not like that. Damn. Huh. All right, conspiracy hats off. These TikTok got people thinking 3 minutes is too long. I watch the full interviews. Once I'm hooked, I'm hooked. Bobby, because you're a real one. All the real information is in the long form. He said Chris Brown is fire, but Cole is goated. Tory Lanez is I. No, I mean I like I'll never listen to like a Tory Lanez song over a J. Cole song, if I'm just gonna be honest. But if we're gonna talk about who's a better rapper, that's not even close. Tory Lanez will body the shit out. No, Tory Lanez beef with all the whole Kendrick's crew, the whole Dreamville. Dreamville teamed up like 5, 6, 7 people just so they could all get on a song. JID and all these goofies, one by one, got fucking destroyed by Tory Lanez. They had to bring out Joyner Lucas. You guys know Joyner Lucas? They were like, oh, Joyner Lucas is a lyricist. He's going to put Tory Lanez back in his shit. But Joyner Lucas hasn't been heard from since. He got wiped off the face of the earth. J. Cole stayed out the beef because he knew Tory Lanez was going to go crazy. Y'all are insane. Go listen to the Five Fingers of Death freestyle from Tory Lanez and just tell me he's not the greatest rapper in our generation. It just happened. Said it was a $1 NFT. Yeah, I know what you mean. He basically cut out the whole industry by selling it independent. And the NFT sold out. I think he made something like $15 million in like 2 hours, bro. And he was the last one to be allowed to do that shit. Basically, he paid back the entire advance he got, didn't have to spend a dime to make his album, paid back. Because when you go to a label and they give you a $17 million advance, that is a $17 million loan, by the way, with a high fucking interest rate. It's the dumbest shit ever. And what they try to do is spend as little of that 17 million as possible to create an album and then to do a tour and then to recoup all that money, not just in sales, but in tour tickets and tour sales, which is where most of the money comes from. Now, most artists will never recoup that money that they're given ever. And they're in a slave deal for the rest of their life, trying to recoup with this ultra high interest rate that keeps stacking up. So they accept their next advance to pay back their first advance, and now they're in this debt spiral of basically getting a credit card to pay off another credit card. And it's such a shit business model. I don't know who the fuck would go to a record label like an idiot, unless you have that Lucian Grange package like Drake and Bad Bunny. What the hell you got a label for? Tory Lanez made 15, $17 million off that. Nipsey was independent too. That's real. Not only was he independent, he was convincing other artists to be independent as well. That's also real. Said facts, check his freestyle with Funk Master Flex. Yo, son, bro, son. What did he say? He said my ice rocky. He said so much Maple Leaf money. People think I'm playing ice hockey. That shit was crazy. He said so much Maple Leaf money. People think I'm playing ice hockey. That's crazy. Yep. I'm gonna wait for another webinar code. I may be late to invest in myself, but I'm here now. AB Mike, it's gonna be the best decision you ever made. Because the thing is, spending money and investing money are very different. I think we need to have a very clear conversation about this because this, the next 5, 10 years, it's like we have to have a clear distinction between people selling, let's say, courses and other things online versus people selling something that's going to directly benefit you. And I didn't learn this until later because when you're broke, like when I was broke, I was skeptical about everything. Everybody's a grifter. Everything is a fucking a scam. I'm like, brother, what do you think? I'm fucking stupid? You think I'm about to buy this shit? Like, you think I'm about to really fall for this, whatever? That was my mindset for everything. I ended up buying fuck, what was it? It was it was this guy on Twitter. I'm trying to remember his name because he had such a big impact on my life. He was a crypto trader back in 2016. Philocone. Philocone crypto on Twitter. Shout out to him. I bought something that he dropped, and it was like this how to find arbitrage between exchanges. And basically, you would go on KuCoin and Bitcoin's at like $700, and you would go on Kraken and Bitcoin's at 780, and you would literally, however much money you could put together, you would try to buy it on one exchange, transfer it to the other one, and sell off from the other exchange, and then hope that the fees were small enough that you could make a profit on the arbitrage. And I learned that shit from him. Basically, it was free money. So I'd get my friends together, everybody give me $100, try to load up an account and try to arbitrage it. We'd get screwed on the fees, lose half the profits, but we'd still be profitable printing free money. And I learned that shit from him. So now I'm fucking bagging up and I'm buying these coins and shit and I'm switching in and out. That was the best money I'd ever spent in my life. This dude gave me a fucking cheat code. That really happened. So in my head, I'm like, okay, there's a very clear distinction between someone just selling something because they want to make money and someone having clearly like a clear value, an edge in something, someone that could save me 5 years of time, someone that had a systematic approach to doing something that I was looking for. Paying for that was going to save me years. And to be honest, I had no fucking clue what arbitraging was before I bought that program. So I didn't even know that this thing existed where you buy something on one platform and doing it on another. You guys know how Sam Bankman-Fried made his first billion? It was through arbitraging on global exchanges with big fucking money. Buddy was Adderalled up arbitraging on Korean exchanges and then switching them over to onshore exchanges. Genius. I had no idea that world existed. I had no idea that the strategy that we're currently using existed until I knew. You don't know what you don't know. So my advice for everybody is do not allow your skeptical mind to stop you from being successful in the future because today there's never been more information out there on how to be successful for Amazon, for real estate, for successful relationships, for starting an online brand, for creating your own physical business using AI, everything. So find the right people that have the right intentions, that are not just selling information. They have a very clear, systematic approach that they're offering to save you time, headache, money, and everything else. And then try to grow through investing in yourself. I made a promise in 2024. All the money I'm making from markets, I'm reinvesting in education this year by going to different events, by going to different mastermind things, by investing in one-on-one consultations, by trying to grow. Because someone's going to look from the outside and give me something that I don't know. And that one piece is going to take us from being where we're at to 100x, maybe bigger, just off of one, two, three pieces of insight. You guys should really be doing this. But how much money would I pay Mr. Beast to tell me how to fucking fix my videos? Because at this point, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. I said, Mr. Beast, give me the formula. How do you think the halving will play out? I got money on Shiba, and I've been in dollar cost averaging since it's been falling. Um, this is my take on crypto. All right. And Bitcoin is sort of like a metric that I use for the overall market. But basically, I'm expecting that sort of like a relief bounce around the halving, and then we're going to start to see that drop off as we head into this sort of recession fear environment. Okay, and we're just going to be buying up crypto until the next bull run, which should be in Q4 of this year. You're welcome. Who are your top three all-time favorite rappers slash artists? Oof, that's a tough one, Joe. And that's a tough one. Shit. Let me actually think this through. Let me think this through. Fuck, dude, that's so hard because it's really on and off. Like I used to be a huge Future fan, for example. But then it got corny. I used to be a huge Young Thug fan because he really just revolutionized the game. To be truthful with you, I'm a producer, so I make beats, and so for me, I've always idolized more the producers than I have the rappers or the artists because I've seen artists come and go. There's very few that are impressive enough. I'll give you right now, Mexican OT right now is somebody that I'm listening to just because he's so much fun to listen to, right? I'll be at the gym and shit. This guy's fucking ripping on the song, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's nuts. But for all time rappers, it's so hard, bro. All time rappers. Who's the best rapper of all time? I can't even say Eminem. I know that's what most people's rapper. I have to say Lil Wayne, bro. I say Lil Wayne has to be the number one rapper of all time because I'm never not impressed when I listen to a Wayne song ever. Because obviously the first 50 bars went over my head the first time. So I'd have to say Wayne is definitely number one. Um, Shit, dude. Kanye is not the best rapper, but he has some of the best verses in all of hip hop history. All of hip hop history. Kanye has some of the best verses of all time. This is Mick Jenkins. Get the fuck out of here. Let me see. Like Jay-Z is like that, but I don't really know. You'd have to put Nas up there. Nas is good, but it was before my time, so it's like I can't really put him up there. Who just kills everybody every time he's on the song? It's just Wayne. It's really just Wayne. I don't like Rick Ross as a person. I think he's goofy as fuck. But when it comes to like who's consistent as a rapper over the last 10, 15 years, bro, I've never heard a bad Rick Ross feature, right? Nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about any of the time, but he still gets it done. Uh let's see. It'd really be Wayne. Shit. I don't even listen to Kendrick's music, but he really is like that. He's really fucking talented, bro. I'd put Cole up there. Shit, I'd even put Drake up there, bro. I'd even put Drake up there. Drake's got some fucking bars. Oh, Get Rich and Die Trying. How did I even miss 50? How the fuck did I miss 50? Yeah, 50 is definitely up there. But let's be real, we cannot discount Kanye's verses. Kanye does have some of the craziest verses. He said, what you think I rap for to push a fucking RAV4? I think about that shit daily. Every time I go to trade and I'm playing too conservative, I'm not going to get more accounts, I'm sort of complacent. That's literally what goes into my head. I'm like, what the fuck I trade for to push a fucking, like, you know what I'm saying? What if I got rap for to push a fucking RAV4? Like, I'm doing this shit so I can go big. So I can really make something happen. If I wanted to make scrape for pennies in the sand, I'd go open an Amazon FBA account or some shit, right? Top three UFC fighters. I'd have to say Khabib, because obviously just an absolute freak, never lost a round in his life. You got to put Khabib up there. I don't give a fuck what people say. I think he's whack because he's just a fucking nut hugger for the whole fights is boring as hell. You'd have to put Connor up there because my God, was he fun to watch. My God, the switch kicks, the fucking the hook knees or the hook kicks, the spinning back legs, the whole just the whole fighting style was crazy and never seen again. He's definitely up there. People put John Jones as the top. I put John Jones up there, but he's just too dirty. So like between the steroids and between the eye pokes and between the fucking fence grabs and between the illegal knees and between the cheating and the groin kicks, it's really really hard to put Jones up there. But because he's just a fucking animal, I we'll give it to Jones. How about that? Let's see who else is just an absolute dog, dude. People I love just as fighters. Look, let me give Boss Rutan his flowers because I actually met Boss the other day at a karate combat event at Rick Ross's house of all people. Don't ask me how I ended up at Rick Ross's backyard watching a karate combat fight in a pit. But yeah, Boss Rutan and George St. Pierre were the commentators. And then who's Logan Paul's boyfriend? Who's the guy on the podcast? Who's his boyfriend? The the guy, bro. He's I don't no one even knows what he's done, what he does. He's just the guy on the podcast. What's his name? Is it Billy Idol, Mike Jack, Depeche Mode? Eh. Jadakiss, every time he steps on a song, it goes crazy. I'm telling you, Jadakiss is a better rapper than Tupac. That's a fact. Right, what's the dates, location of the Dubai Summit? Is this finalized? No, this is 100% final. November 20th to the 22nd at the Dubai Festival Arena. If you don't know what the Dubai Festival Arena is, let's look at Dubai Festival City, which is this sort of half residential, half commercial city that was built. It's got a mall, it's got hotels, it's got restaurants, it's got shopping, it's got movie theaters. It's an entire mall city. And this is where we're doing the FX Summit, people. All right, so shout out to the Intercontinental group for helping us with this. Shout out to the Bureau of Culture and Tourism in Dubai for being such great partners. If I'll be honest, they've been absolutely crushing it with their support. And so I'm really excited to go out there and to do something great. I'm excited to have all of you guys out there so we can make a great impression and so we can build that relationship with the Emirates, and they'll want us back every year. We're not inviting a bunch of degens to come to their country. We're inviting the right crowd, the people who are motivated, who are animated about the future, about crypto, about markets. And so I'm very excited. This is a much better venue anyways than Expo City. I'll just be real. And the dates work out so much better. November 20th, definitely the way to go. He says, Kiss way better than Tupac. J. Powell Jr. knows. Christine says, I'm so excited. Me and you both. I really can't, guys, going to Dubai and doing this is such a dream for us. When we first thought about the summit, the whole idea was there's too much BS online. No one knows what's up from down. No one's ever met these people besides just seeing their avatar on an Instagram page. What if we brought everyone into a physical event so that they can meet all their biggest influencers, the guys that we're watching on YouTube and these big traders, whatever, and we created that environment in real time. We did that. That was the dream. And then, I got thrown into the politics of the industry. I found out things that I saw how the sausage got made, and I basically jumped out of the sausage business. I was like, everyone, we have to become a vetting mechanism for the trading space. We got to do better due diligence because the first year we're asking for verified trading records and trading statements. Little did I know you could fake those by owning your own platform. Right, right? Verified, it said live, it said real. I said, wow, I've heard of this broker before. This is a verified statement. I'm seeing trades on here. This looks like a valid MyFX book statement. Little did I know, there's some behavior there. So same with the prop firms. The prop firms were looking like the most promising thing, and they were. Let's be honest. Like, I'm not having convos about prop firms with TradingView and with Oanda and some of the biggest names in the world and with Peter at the New York Stock Exchange. We're not having conversations about prop firms because they weren't huge. They were obviously the biggest thing that had happened to markets in a long time in a very profitable industry. But at the same time, it's important to look behind the hype and to look at what's honestly happening to see if these are, the right companies to be advertising. And so this year we're doing our best to go for these names. You guys will look at the names on here. Okay, let's look at NAS100 real quick. You look at Pepperstone, FXTM, Black Bull, Vantage. I don't even see we have Black Bull right here. We have Vantage. These are all names that we are trying to invite out to the FX Summit so that they can provide the reliable perspective of what's happening from their end. Okay? We're looking for what are they called? Saxo. We're looking at all the biggest and Axios, all of them. Everyone's invited. Tell a friend, tell your mother, tell your cousins. He said, pause. Pause about what? You say no, we say no Diddy now. Will you be there for the UFC in Abu Dhabi at the end of October? UFC Abu Dhabi end of October? UFC 308, October 26th at Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi. Shit, buddy. I appreciate you, bro. Who was that? Profit for life? Profits for life. Profit for life? Isn't that Emil's company? But to be honest, this sounds like something I would definitely be down for. We'll see. It depends on how planning is going for the summit. Like obviously everything should already be done, but if we're still in the middle of sort of like last minute touches, then probably not, right? I'll be staying focused and focusing on the event. God, this was such a good trade this morning for anyone that caught it. Perfect textbook trade. Fake up, fake down, the whole nine. Now we're about to hit that 350 zone. So before we hop off, 350. Okay, if we see that reaction here, then we're going to be buying it tomorrow. What will likely happen is we hit this zone and consolidate, and then tomorrow morning we hit the retest and go. And that's what I'll be looking forward to. If we break these highs, then it'll consolidate, and then we'll wait for the high or low tomorrow. CA members, I'll send you guys the exact markups in the VIP private chats right after the stream. Okay. Take it easy, all. Happy and safe trading. Please drop a like on the stream. And if you guys see those videos, even if you're not going to watch it right now, just pull up the video, drop a like. It'll make my day. All right. I really appreciate that. You said how the sausage is made. That's crazy. Yes. You never heard that saying? You ever been to a fucking one of those food stands on the side of the road? Right? If you ever seen how the sausage gets made, it's like the rats in the fucking shit, and then they fucking, oh, a rat got in it. I just throw it in the fucking blender. It doesn't fucking matter. Right? Ain't no, there's nothing pause about it. We're talking about food, you sick bastard. Right? Why don't you get your head out the gutter instead? Fucking my boys, it's 2 o'clock on it. It's 2:22. It's 2 o'clock. Wow, it's 2:22 p.m. on April 22. I just saw it's way too many twos on the top of my screen. Yeah, but it's a fucking Monday. It's an afternoon. You're out here talking about dirty, but get your fucking head right. I'd like to meet you at the UFC if you're coming. Are you Saudi? If you're Saudi, brother, let's put up an event in Saudi Arabia, man. I'll go out there, get a free seminar going, get the whole fucking squad together. We'll bring out some big name traders with us. It'll be awesome. As a New Yorker, I can't approve that message. Yeah, you probably eating at the fucking the halal cart on the way to work or whatnot. And you're like, bro, don't tell me how the halal cart is made. Bro, I'll tell you right now, look behind the scenes, buddy. You think that shit is grass fed? You think that shit is halal? Buddy, finessing the shit out of every person walking past. Y'all are the ones selling this shit, bro. I'm literally just talking about it. If me observing what y'all are doing is gay, imagine what y'all are doing. How would you even explain that? Right? All right, I'm gonna catch you guys later. Happy and safe trading, y'all. Take it easy. Peace. That was the most nonsense stream I've ever